and welcome. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. This yoga sequence is to balance the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. The element of the sacral chakra is water, which represents transformation and movement. When this energy center is balanced, we are able to adapt to life's experiences and flow freely with what comes. Swadhisthana is located at the base of the spine and can be activated through focusing on the lower abdomen and the hips. Make your way to child's pose. This sacral chakra is also the energy center of creativity and sensuality, so movement in these areas can unblock any stagnant energy, which can inspire creativity to flow. So just find your breath here as it's naturally happening in child's pose, finding the length of your spine as you settle into the earth, your fingers out, reached, stretched. As you start to inhale and exhale, just notice the power of your breath and begin to actively inhale, starting from the belly and rising up through the throat. Make your way to all four hands and knees and find a neutral platform before you begin to cat and cow as you inhale and exhale through your nose. Just creating heat, holding your inhale at the top and holding your exhale at the bottom, feeling your shoulders pulling down the spine, looking at your navel as you cow and the sky as you cat, just sinking into those hips, feeling them start to warm. As you speed up a little bit, just starting to roll those hips. Now taking those hips and body and neck on a sideways roll several times to one side and then reverse. Just lighting the heat of that sacral chakra as you're rooting down. Now start to take small circles around your wrists, just looking down at the earth and pivoting a few times to the right and then reversing. Just feeling if there is tension in your wrists or soreness. Begin to make your circles a little bigger as you move forward around your wrists and back to your seat and reversing that circle. Just feeling one side and the other if there are differences. Using your inhale and your exhale to guide your practice, to guide your flow. Now staying on your knees, just come forward and start to bend your elbows and lower your whole body down to the earth. As you elongate in your inhale, come up just to a baby cobra, lifting your hands off the earth and exhaling down. And as you inhale again, maybe your next cobra feels a little longer. Maybe you're still lifting your hands off the earth. Thinking about your elbows pointing back, your shoulders coming off away from your ears. And this time taking your cobra up towards the sky as you add pressure to your palms on the earth. And as your next Inhale. You're going to take your arms back towards your waist and come up to your cobra or upward dog before taking your first downward dog of the day. Just pedaling out your feet, walking your dog side to side, feeling your hips loosen, taking a tiny micro bend or a large bend in your knees as you're feeling your navel come towards your thighs and your spine going up from your hands to the sky. Just finding stillness in your downward dog before lifting your right leg up and bringing it in to your right hand and setting yourself up for half pigeon pose here. Bringing your leg parallel with your hips, your right leg pointed down at the earth, and exhaling your upper body possibly down to the ground or staying lifted, whatever is in your practice, whatever is right for your body today. Just focusing on your breath, breathing into those corners of the body, maybe your hip flexors that are feeling extra sore. Possibly taking a variation, bending your back leg, reaching your left arm around to your ankle, feeling if that is giving you more opening in your hips, a little bit more of a stretch, returning to the front, bringing your legs to plank and exhaling to the earth in chaturanga, inhaling to cobra and back up to downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Lift the left leg and bring it forward towards the left hand, taking your pigeon on the other side. Feeling the length coming from your hips evenly on the ground. Exhaling into this pose, just noticing that this side may feel different than the other side, may feel different than yesterday. Inhaling to the places that need it, exhaling, sending that breath towards your hip flexor, possibly lifting up to a variation on this side. It's not necessary to do the same thing on each side, but maybe it feels right here on this side. Maybe it feels different to take an extension and then return to the front and plank and flow into chaturanga and cobra, upward dog maybe, and back to child's pose. Just inhaling and exhaling, feeling the length in your fingers, your spine. Coming to a seated position, we're going to practice a center split stretch. Finding your length before you exhale down to the ground. Continuing to breathe into your hips as they open with each exhale. Finding length in your spine, wiggling a little, finding softness, finding the earth. Just notice what's touching the earth. Is something pulling away, or is everything surrendering to the earth? Wiggling your toes, feeling one side and the other, and lifting up, coming to a seated position. Good, just feeling length in your spine, bringing the balls of your feet together, sending your elbows out to add a little pressure on your legs, maybe gripping your toes or turning the balls of your feet, the bottoms of your feet up to the sky as you lean forward. Inhaling length, exhaling as you surrender to the bend. And then coming up and just taking perhaps a cat and cow in seated position as you inhale and exhale, bringing your belly to the spine, your chin to your chest, and then up to the earth as you open your hips. And inhaling and exhaling that. But just taking a little stirring as you circle your body, your upper body, feeling your hips opening, maybe cracking a little bit to the one side and to the other. Feeling if that gave you length or stability. Taking your right leg up into your arms, into your elbows, like you're rocking a baby. Find the length in your spine as you just play maybe back and forth, feeling where that hip is, finding length, hugging it to your chest, Hindalasana, feeling that release, perhaps of the hip flexor, finding the stillness, breathing. Now taking your right arm, maybe your right shoulder under that leg, the ball of your foot in your left hand, working your way into an extension of that leg, Paravita Sura Yantra Asana. Just feeling this side where it's at, the stretch on your left side. And exhaling back down, releasing that leg, sending some love to that side before picking up the left leg and cradling it like a baby in your Hindalasana on this side, noticing its differences, sending breath to your hips. Finding length or stillness. Hooking your left arm underneath your leg, maybe your shoulder, gripping your foot with your right hand. Begin to extend on this side. Inhaling and exhaling. Feeling this side, appreciating if it's different or the same. Maybe changing your gaze to the right or to the left. And then releasing back down. Maybe pivoting on your space and just taking both feet up, both legs into your hands and rocking back into our full happy baby pose. Just exhaling towards the earth, maybe rocking your knees to touch the ground one side and the other, opening them, possibly extending one leg or both, just feeling the warmth from the work that you have done. Just taking stillness here, finding peace in your concentration, maybe releasing your hold of any thinking, any thoughts. Let them just swim away. Rocking back up, coming onto your belly for our Mandukasana. Taking a nice frog-legged stretch, feeling those hips open, bringing the feet wide as your knees as they open with each inhale, maybe releasing tension in your ankles, letting your body relax into the earth. Becoming aware of your breath, how it's helped you through this practice, through this day. Beginning to wiggle your toes, move them back together, lifting your knees back together, coming through all fours into child's pose. Finding this child's pose different than the ones before. Relaxing in the appreciation of your body and what you've given to yourself in these few moments today. Lifting up, possibly taking your hands to prayer in heart center, bending your chin to chest, using this warmth and light within you to shine for others. Namaste.